so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Welcome back, my friends, to Thoughts for Rent, Realtors Keeping It Real. I'm Max Zerflu, along with our host,
Jenni McKenna.
Jenni McKenna, fresh back from a trip to Japan.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Yes,
With
yes.
her shirt you bought in Japan. It says Nevada. How about that?
Isn't that crazy? You go to Japan and you find clothes that randomly said Nevada. I had to buy it. It was so cool.
Random, I mean, there's a lot of random sayings on clothing and stationery and all kinds of things.
But Nevada, why would Japan have something that says Nevada on it?
Hey, sale made.
I guess, yeah, sale made.
Sale
You're
made.
right. Ka-ching, sale made, because I'm wearing it.
But yes, we are just returned from a family vacation to Japan, and it was amazing. I say family because we went with all three of our kids, their partners, and our only grandchild.
5-month-old grandchild.
Yes.
Lila.
Turned 6 months in Japan. Turned 6 months twice because she was in Japan on the 20th, and then she was in
That's
America.
right. I never thought about that.
But I grew up in Japan, and I spent about 7 years there and then worked there as an interpreter on Disney on Ice for about 6 more years. What are you doing with your screen there, Jenni?
Touched my screen, and
no.
now I know. Okay, you just keep talking, and I'll figure it out.
Jenni was a skater on Disney on Ice, and that's where we met. But I spent, again, 7 years growing up there, 6 years on the road as an interpreter for Disney on Ice. So this was like a sojourn back to Japan, the place where I spent a lot of time and where we met a lot of people. We actually played golf one day with a number of the people we worked with. And in Japan, they'll label, even though there's just 12 golfers, they labeled it a competition.
Yes.
And this one was called Max's Return to the Country Competition. So yes. I thought that was pretty cool.
And that's actually where we fell in love, Max. So we got to go back there with our kids in the country that love was blossoming.
Yes.
How fun is that?
That is correct.
So are we going to talk about some fun things about Japan and some of the things I don't like about Japan and everything Japan?
Sounds like that's what you want to talk about. And I think that's what we should talk about.
All right. Well, let's do it.
It took us a while. Our oldest child will be turning 30. And ever since they were younger, they wanted to go to Japan. But we had to talk somebody.
Who could that be?
Somebody into agreeing to go. And she agreed. So we went.
Yes. And the reason why it was tough for me to give the approval was because I know that it's tough in Japan when you don't speak the language. When I was there working with Disney on Ice, I got lost a lot. There was this one time I almost peed my pants because I couldn't find a bathroom no matter who I asked. That I didn't know the word for bathroom. It was so scary. Now in Tokyo, it's a little bit easier to get around with all the English. I would say that we traveled to Nagoya and Osaka and Kyoto as well. Those are still, in my opinion, much more Japanese and not so much Americanified. Is that the right word?
I don't know. I think you might be a little full of crap right now in some of your statements you're making.
The reason why you think I'm full of crap is because you speak the language.
But
when everything's going on the train station and...
Yes, but the reason you dated me in Japan, one of the reasons you fell in love with me is because I spoke Japanese. So you didn't have any language problems when you were there the first time either.
I did because we didn't really start dating for months. And so I had to deal with Japan without you for at least a month.
I would say this. I do speak Japanese. And our crew relied on me a lot to communicate stuff, but I don't think they had to.
Oh, yes, they did.
Because, do I get to say the thing?
No. Yes, they did.
I believe that most of Japan is easy for Westerners to maneuver and navigate because everybody really understands some Japanese. Even back then, if you would have walked up to somebody and said "basurumu" or "toire" or "pipi," somebody would have got it. You just have. It's like anything else in life. You have to be aggressive and open in communicating. That's what I think.
Max, you are so full of crap right now. I can't even tell you. And I wish my children were right here because they would tell you the same thing. We did try and speak English to some of the Japanese residents, not Tokyo. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt in Tokyo. Tokyo was fine. But in Nagoya and Osaka, they looked at you like deer in headlights. What is this crazy?
Patience is a virtue.
American trying to say.
You don't have any patience. So when you're trying to find something, do something, figure something out, you don't have the patience to just take a chill pill. You want to know right away. So I think that might affect you.
No, I am telling you, for everyone that is listening, I highly encourage that you go to Japan. It is a wonderful place to experience. Just be aware that if you get outside of Tokyo, you're going to need Google Translator to help you out.
This episode brought to you by Hojicha, some Japanese tea. Again,
Max has stopped drinking
we're
soda
gonna have
pop.
to we're gonna have to
since
agree
he's
to
been
disagree on this. Osaka has more foreigners than Tokyo. They were all over the place. I think some of those big cities are. I will give you this. Nagoya, we did not see a lot of foreigners. Nagoya is where I grew up, so that's why we went there. Most tourists wouldn't go there. They wouldn't normally pick that on their itinerary.
It was a pretty cool place, though,
We
so
had fun.
they probably should pick that.
Yeah, we had fun. We went. I got to tell this. We went to the house that I grew up in Chitashi, which is down the Tokonami Peninsula from Nagoya. We went to the house that I grew up in. We connected with the people who were living there just by happenstance.
Chance, yeah, just by chance.
And the guy came out and he goes, he said, in the name of my father who rented the place 40 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy remembers that. Turns out it was the son of the owner of the property who was renting it to my parents at the time. And the guy said, hey, there's still a sticker on the toilet roll dispenser. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, somebody put a sticker on the cover that covers the toilet roll dispenser and it's still there. I go, oh, could you take a picture of it? He goes, no, come on in. You can come in and take a picture. So I went in and took a picture of it. And my brother must have put a sticker because it was for a motorbike helmet company.
Right.
And they still had it on the dispenser.
And this is you gotta imagine there are 6 Americans with a little baby hovering outside of this house in Nagoya, and the woman was out hanging her laundry, and she had to think we were the weirdest people in the world initially.
Well, you don't see a lot of foreigners out there anyway.
And we're talking English, obviously, and she doesn't understand the English, and she must have thought we were just like, who are these weirdos? And they came out, and then he said, your dad's name, and my son Kai fell to the floor. It was like, oh my gosh, how does that happen in Nagoya? So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. 5,000 miles away, middle of another country.
So one of the things since I've been back, I've noticed the United States of America. I love the United States of America. I'm going to tell you that right here. I have a love that is in my heart, deep. I bleed USA.
Okay.
I am going to say, though, when I came back, I was a bit disappointed in how Americans are dressing these days. So in comparison, we were in Japan for almost, what was it, like 18 days or something like that? Yeah. So you get really accustomed to the residents walking around, how they're dressing, where they're going, if they're going to school, to their work or whatever. My gosh, their level of putting themselves together is always so good. You get back here to the United States. I went to the grocery store the very first day I was back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are these guys?
I agree with you. We won't make a big deal about that. Let's talk about some of the experiences we had.
Okay.
Because it was very fun. We rode the subways with the baby. That was good times. We rode trains. We rode the bullet train a couple of times.
Heads up, if you're going to Japan and you're bringing luggage, you need to make sure that you reserve a certain car with luggage space. Do not think you can just pop onto the bullet train with your American-sized luggage and be able to have space for it.
Yeah, most of the people I saw were trying to travel with like a carry-on size luggage because those are fine. They fit above the seats. But if you're going to have, like we traveled from Tokyo to Nagoya with 7 of us and the baby, with each of us had a large suitcase and a carry-on. And luckily we had booked the last row of each train has a space behind it for oversized luggage.
Not luckily, you knew to do that. So that's why I'm sharing with everyone. If you're going to go to Japan and you've got the American-sized luggage, you are going to want to make sure that
what's
book
an American-sized luggage?
Bigger than a carry-on.
So a check-in size luggage.
Check-in size luggage.
They probably have them in Europe, Asia, other places too.
Maybe, but I'm just saying.
You call it American size?
My luggage is full on American size, baby. And we needed that extra luggage space, which is just behind the last 2 seats.
Actually, on the trip from Tokyo to Nagoya, somebody else who hadn't reserved a seat had put some luggage there.
That's a no-no.
Got a little ugly. You're supposed to get fined 1,000 yen if you do that, but the guy wasn't around. We made it work. But
yeah, that's a no-no, though.
But a lot of our crew really liked the bullet train. They found that experience to be fun.
I absolutely agree. And I think if you're going to Japan, you got to take the bullet train at least somewhere because it's an experience. How it's so clean, it is so on time.
Yeah.
It is, oh my gosh, it's like it's something we should learn in America how to be better
Efficiency. We don't have a train.
at. Efficiency.
So
Efficiency is the right word for that.
If we could have a train system like that, that'd be something else. We're a lot widespread out than Japan is. So
yeah, but the funny thing is since I've been living in Nevada my whole life, so 55 years. Nevada. My dad and mom and my whole family, we've been talking about this bullet train that's supposed to go from Las Vegas. Originally, I thought down to Anaheim, and then I've heard LA. And then when you and I were talking, you said that, oh yeah, it's pretty much ready to go to Victorville, that they're building the station.
That's the version I've heard.
Again, I've been hearing this since I can remember that this bullet train was going to happen. So as I was talking to Max, I said, well, why is it going to stop in Victorville? And he said, well, probably because it can't go through the mountain that is between Victorville and LA.
El Cajon Pass.
El
maneuver
Cajon
that
Pass,
would be difficult. You notice on the bullet train, it was always flat, right?
No, it wasn't.
For us.
What I was going to tell you is you said, well, that's because they probably can't go through that mountain. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, my husband is so smart. He's probably absolutely
You talking about the tunnels
correct.
we went through?
Tunnels, freaking mountains, Max.
I don't know.
They were tunnels now because they bore into the mountain. But there was this one tunnel that we were in black on the bullet train going 200 miles per hour for about 4 minutes. So I think technology is here to get us through that mountain
we'll
to
see.
get to LA.
We'll see. The thing about the trip from Tokyo to Nagoya to Osaka, even when we took it down to Hiroshima, it was all sea level. We were all on sea level. Sure, there might have been a mountain
We
or two.
still went through mountains, and many of them.
How long have we been married?
33 years.
So I came to Nevada 33 years ago, right?
Yes.
And that's when I first heard about the bullet train to LA.
Correct.
Like here we are 33 years later. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
But if they actually do create it, you better be buying some real estate in Las Vegas because that is going to be a definite hike up in real estate prices if we can really have that bullet train get to LA as conveniently as what I experienced in Japan.
Well, okay. It won't be.
What?
It won't be.
Maybe in our lifetime.
Another thing I liked about Japan, it wasn't like this as much when I was there, but the convenience stores are unbelievable. They're on every corner. There's 3 major convenience store companies, 7-Eleven, Lawson's, and Family Mart.
Yep.
We spent a lot of time at 7-Elevens and Family Marts on this trip. You know, I'm suffering still from jet lag. Been back for 5 days. I'm yawning, you'll notice. But I was thinking one of the reasons why my body is responding the way it is because every morning in Japan, I got a 1,350 milligram vitamin C lemon drink.
Oh, and it was so good. It tasted, it went down like just smooth
so
as
then
could
I got
be.
back on Monday and I haven't had one bit of vitamin C.
Well,
And
what
my body's probably going, what happened to your little drinks you were doing?
There was another drink that I got at 7-Eleven that was called Fiber something, and it helps with your digestion. And I would recommend that too. That was a good one.
Yeah, eating is a whole thing in Japan. Obviously, the crowds were big when we were there. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably say don't go in April. Maybe go a little earlier in March, or maybe fall. Don't go in the summer because it's muggy and ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. It'd
but
be
then
too hot in the summer.
The question is also, dinners and reservations. Some people think I got to have a reservation. There's so many restaurants in Japan. It's unbelievable.
And this is the other thing I found. We did both, so we can say we've done both. We did the Yelp and Google reviews, and we tried to find those restaurants that were really highly rated. And some of them we even got reservations for so that we could make sure that the party of 8.5 could fit. But I also love the ones that you just walk down the street and you pop in and you grab your bowl of ramen or you grab your bowl of udon or Wagyu beef in a bowl. Oh my gosh. Those were the ones that I thought were the best. So
they were fun. Yeah.
So I'm kind of one of those that if you're going to Japan, don't worry so much about your reservations. Just go there and experience the random down the street restaurants because they're everywhere.
I mean, we had udon, which is flour-based noodles from Japan. I love udon. And we had 2 different versions. We had one where we went to this restaurant in an old Japanese building, very famous for udon in Tokyo, in the Nezu area. And it was very good, very tasty. I think a bowl of udon there was probably $16.
Okay.
Okay. And we all enjoyed it. We did great. And then we went in Osaka, right by our house where we stayed. There was a stand-up udon stand that a bowl of udon was 320 yen, so $2.
$2.
And I found the taste to be very comparable. So when you try to chase down, this great thing, sometimes it'll be great. Sometimes it'll be just as good as the guy you walk down the street, hop in the booth, and have a hot bowl of udon in your mouth in 3 minutes.
And one thing that I did notice, at least right now, because the yen compared to the dollar is so favorable for us, it really did not feel as expensive as I thought it was going to.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, you could pick things up, as Max said, in any of the convenience stores for like just a couple dollars. And they were so fresh. Egg salad sandwiches. I mean, ham sandwiches. You got those little, what are they called with the
Inari and
I mean,
onigiri and stuff.
So we wondered how everything could be so fresh in all of these 7-Elevens, Family Mart, Lawson's. And we think it's because they are so computerized that they are able to know what they've sold. And then within a half an hour, there's a truck there and they're restocking. So it's a really good system. And I would say just get to Japan while that yen is so favorable to the American dollar. It really makes for a great
there's
vacation.
no shortage of Americans traveling to Japan right
That's
now,
true.
so.
There was quite a few there.
Another thing we did, when in Nagoya, I worked at a sushi restaurant called OK Sushi, just off the Higashiyama line on Hongo Station. All
that goes right over my head, by the way.
But we were there, and we went to have dinner there, 8 of us with the baby. And I worked there probably 36 years ago. And they closed the restaurant down for us, fed us sushi. And it's really high-end sushi. It's a great restaurant. The guy has been doing it for over 40 years, and he's a master of his trade. But Jenni doesn't usually eat sushi.
Jenni doesn't eat sushi at all, by the way.
She won't even eat a California roll.
Never, ever, do not like it.
So I was wondering what this experience would be like. She sat next to me. We were all on the counter, and everything he put out there, she was eating. I was impressed.
I had to.
I couldn't believe, but you didn't have to.
I had to. You know what? He closed down the restaurant for our family. He is a master sushi chef. And you could tell the minute you watched him with the knives and the way he was cutting the fish and the way he was putting the rice together. Oh my gosh. He definitely is the master of his trade. You can't look at someone like that and go, oh, I don't like sushi, so I'm not going to eat it. So I locked in.
You grinned and bared it?
Well, I just locked in, and I will tell you, I ate it and enjoyed it for sushi. I'm not going to order sushi again. But it wasn't that it was terrible. I mean, what I was eating, I knew I was getting top grade sushi. It was great.
Well, even our kids and their partners, not everybody's into raw fish. I think maybe 3 of us were good had eaten a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But everybody really did good. They tried it out. They ate it. We even had some sea urchin, which I don't even like sea urchin. I ate that, but I wasn't.
Well, the thing
I won't eat it again, like you said.
When I knew I was going to be doing this sushi experience, I was like, I wonder if I'm going to be able to handle this. Maybe I can hide the fish down in my napkin. I mean, I had a lot of things going on in my head. And then I thought, well, they're not going to serve me puffer fish because that's like that's dangerous. If you don't have a sushi chef that knows how to do it, what's it called in Japan?
Fugu. You have to be licensed.
You have to be licensed. And if you get the poison, it can instantaneously kill you. It stops your heart, right? So I'm thinking, well, we're not going to be worrying about puffer fish. And the reason that matters to me is because I have a saltwater tank at home, and my absolute favorite fish is a puffer fish. Him and I are buddies.
How do your other fish feel about that? I wonder if they know.
They're a little jealous because Buddy and I, we really do. He's a miraculous fish. He's died almost twice, and he's come back just for me.
But on the second thing we got served.
Can you believe that? He says to me, how about some
fugu?
And I thought, oh crap, I think that's the puffer fish thing. And he's cutting it right in front of me.
But he was cutting a piece of fish, not the body of the fish.
No, it was, whatever he had already prepared.
The fillet,
but I knew that was the fillet of the puffer fish. And I wanted to just cry. And I'm like, can't, and he placed it right in front of me. And I ate the puffer fish.
And it was good.
Max
was really
thought
good.
It was good. It wasn't bad.
A few minutes after we ate it, we pulled out our phone and showed Taisho a picture of our of our fugu back in the tank, our puffer
I
fish
know.
back in the tank.
Yeah.
But then later in the day, we walked by that fugu restaurant, remember?
Okay, my worst experience in Japan. So lots and lots of highs. This is my low. We are going back to our Airbnb. We go by a restaurant.
A fugu restaurant.
I don't know what kind of restaurant
well,
it is
yeah.
because it was in Japanese.
Well, there was
See, he knows
Then
it because he
what-
can read it.
What about the tank of puffer fish out
Well,
in front of the restaurant?
So then as I walk by, I see that there's this tank, that there's some fish in it. And I go over to it, and there's these beautiful, some of them are beautiful puffer fish. And then some of them are dead puffer
One
fish.
was
No,
dead.
Two.
Are you sure?
Yeah, two. And basically that aquarium was there to supply the meal. And it was so depressing to me. I hated that.
So it would depress you if you were walking in front of a steakhouse and there were some cows in a grazing in a field.
Yes, actually, truthfully, yes, please. I don't need to see that. You know, I know what I'm eating, and I'm not against eating chicken, steak.
Well, one of our
Pork,
group wanted
but-
to try out the restaurant where you go and you fish
Oh,
the fish that you wanted to eat, and then they cook that for you. And we had heard about it, and we went into a place in Osaka, and we sat down and we went and looked at the tanks, and the fish they looked sick. Some of them were dead in the tank.
Yeah, and then
we
just
got out of there. We didn't finish.
you
We
got
didn't
a net. And this is what I was so glad when my daughter's like, I'm getting kind of the creeps here. We should probably leave. And I was like, yes, please, let's do. But there was a little boy, probably about 6 or 7. He had gone over and he had pulled out a fish with a net. The fish was still in the net flipping around. And that bothered me a lot. I was like, thank you. We can just leave
So
here.
we left that restaurant and went and had rotating sushi. So the end result was about the same, but still.
I didn't get to see the flipping fish in the net going over to the cook that was about to fry
I
it.
pictured that experience being more elegant, more presented well. But what the
It
place,
was
maybe
cheesy.
the place we went just wasn't. It was in the Shinsekai
Yeah.
market, and maybe it was.
Very touristy kind of, yeah.
But we went to zoos, aquariums. Some of our group went to the Ghibli Museum and land in Nagoya. We went to 2 baseball games. Those were fun. The baseball experience in Japan is interesting.
Yeah, so it's totally different. If you're planning on going to Japan, even if you're not a baseball lover, take the time if it's the season and go see a baseball game. It's definitely different than in the States. And they take it very seriously. And the chants that they have for each of the players is so fun to listen to. Even though I have no idea what they're saying, they do it all together. Thousands of them do it together. And that part is awesome. But I think you need to tell them what Kai's favorite part was. This is our son, 24-year-old son. What did he love?
Well, in America, you'll have guys running around selling beer. But in Japan, it's all young ladies with little kegs on their back running around, and they fill up your glass right there in front of you. And
it's cold, right? Isn't it super cold
it's
beer?
cold and good. And yeah, so that's a very different experience, but it's also a good one.
But they are everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I know that when the beer people are in America, I probably see them maybe once every 2 innings, maybe once every 3rd inning.
Yeah, if they're good, once an inning.
But I don't know. Normally, I don't see them doing that much. But anyways, here in Japan, I saw them all the time. Like, I do think they were different beers. Like, one was Asahi,
Oh, they
one
had
was
every kind,
Sapporo. Yeah.
Well, they also had lemon sours, and they had
So if you were
whiskey
waiting for
sour.
like a Sapporo, you might be waiting a couple innings. But if you're okay to just have any type of beer, they were all over.
And
the
beer's
place.
great, but the food is also amazing because, like in Tokyo, every player had their own bento that was kind of the stuff that they liked. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the seats are pretty crunched up, but everybody's eating a bento or drinking a beer or got some popcorn.
Well, and I found
It's big.
a player that came from America, somewhere in America, and his meal was a margarita pizza. So,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I was going to go find his meal and buy his margarita pizza from the concession stand. And then I got sidetracked and I ended up buying gyozas. But that's really cool because then you can feel even more connected to the players if you're getting their favorite meal.
So baseball was fun. One of our party left their phone in a cab.
Yeah.
So I had to call the cab company, and then they said it's an item of value, so we have to drop it off at the police station closest to you. So we had to walk over to the police station at about 12:30 at night and pick up their cell phone. So that was fun. There's a lot of shopping in Japan. Did you
shopping everywhere.
I don't think you did too bad, but
No, I did really good. And the reason why I did really good is because I had filled my suitcase to the absolute brim, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do a lot of shopping. But my daughter, she was smart. She actually packed an empty suitcase within her big suitcase, and boy, she found some awesome stuff over there.
she bought a ton.
She did. She bought so much.
But some people bought some knives, bought some clothing, bought different things. Don Quixote
Oh my
or
gosh.
Donkey. That's the shopping malls that they have all over the country. They have mega ones that are huge. They're open all day long. We also had a great, well, speaking of shopping, I never buy anything.
He
I
doesn't.
never buy anything, but I bought something in Japan that I'm very proud of. This is the one thing I bought. It's a Skechers shoe with the red sole. And on the back in Japanese, it says Nihon. It's a Japanese edition of a Skechers slip-in.
I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Really cool. I was very impressed that Max found that and actually didn't just look at it and go, oh, that's cool, and then never buy it, because sometimes he does that. So
I'm not a buyer. I'm a looker.
fact that he
get the
bought
heck out of there.
Yeah.
Actually, while she was going shopping in some other store, I left, bought these, and went back out. And she didn't even know I had gone in. So
Yes.
we have a different philosophy on shopping.
True that.
And then the final thing we did that I think was pretty cool is in Osaka. On the last day, we went to a private onsen bath.
Oh, yeah.
There's bathhouses all over Japan. We weren't really into the scene of going to the public ones, but there's this
And
place.
a lot of our kids couldn't go into some of them because if you're going to Japan, read up on the fact that if you have tattoos, there are going to be some places that you are not going to be allowed to go into.
But we rented out this room. Take no Ya was the name of the establishment, and we rented out their Kin no Take, which has a tatami room in the front. When you walk in, then there's a sauna, a cold plunge pool, a bath, a hot onsen bath, showers, and we rented that out for 2 hours. And it was the end of our trip, so it felt really relaxing just
It
to
was
chill out.
the perfect
It
way
was
to
good.
end a very strenuous few days,
Yeah, I think-
because you walk a lot in Japan.
Anybody who's who's at Osaka and is tired of walking around and just needs a couple hours of just a reprieve, that place, Take no Ya in Dotonbori.
And there's big screen TV. So there's a big screen TV over the hot tub that you get to enjoy whatever you want. They had Netflix, Disney Plus, they had all kinds of things. You just log into your account. And then in that one room, which you say it, but I don't know how to say it.
Tatami?
Yeah, that kind of room,
Rice
which
mats?
is rice mats where they had some bean bags to relax on. They had a big screen TV there too. So it was really nice. It was such an experience. I would love if I could find somewhere like that in
I thought we were
Nevada.
building that at one of our houses.
I do want to build that in our house.
So we close out our trip with that bath. What's your rating of the trip? 1 to 10, how do you rate the Japan trip?
12.
12. Over 10. Gosh, she ate a bunch of sushi, rated at 12.
Yep.
We did walk like a son of a gun, though. My Lord.
But
Gosh.
we did so much, and I felt like we really did not only the touristy things, but because of Max, had living in Nagoya and the people that we got to interact with, which is his past friends and family, I thought it superseded 10.
Yeah.
It's definitely a 12.
And I think if we're ever to go again and we want to go to Kyoto and see more of that city, I saw some really nice hotels, ryokans. There's a Four Seasons.
Yeah.
There's some places in Kyoto where you can really go on the high dime and really have some relaxation combined with some of your tourism.
I agree. If I didn't travel with all of our kids and, we were 8 plus a 5-month-old, I would say if I did Japan again, I would take 4 days of just Kyoto in general and stay at one of those. Oh my gosh, they looked incredible. So if you're going to plan on doing Japan, I recommend bite the bullet, stay in Kyoto for a little while and enjoy that history, because that is one of the neatest cities I think I've ever been to.
No, it's cool. And hey, if you're going to Japan, give me a call while we're talking about Japan, and we can talk about your house that you want to sell or you want to buy, and we can talk to you about that. But I'm happy to have a conversation with you to give you some insights to Japan. A lot of people seem to be going. Seems like a hot place to go, but I'd be happy to intercept some questions if you have some questions for me.
And all of us agree, Max is the best tour guide we've ever had. So good job, Max.
Well, that's our conversation today about Japan. Jenni rated it a 12. I'll give it a 10 because that's the high mark. I can't go above that. We had a wonderful time. But we're realtors, property management, real estate sales. We do it all. Give us a call if we can help you with anything. Love to hear your feedback on this podcast, and we'd love for you to subscribe and also share.
Correct.
Close it out, Jenni.
We'll be back, so don't forget about us. Thoughts for Rent, keeping it real.
Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, Kim.
Thanks, Pops.